Hello, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 2Liz4You, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry and occasionally as Knitting in Our Jeans on Instagram. I've had bronchitis for 2 weeks. That was misidentified by the local walk-in clinic, which I go to because my doctor's office does not trust the home COVID test, so he always tells me to go to the Go Health place first. They had said, "Oh, you just have allergies." No, I was sliding down a fast slide into what was not a playground. So I saw them on Friday, and by Monday I had 102 fever. I had a cough that I could hear bubbles in my chest. My nose was completely clogged. And was identified as bronchitis. It could have been, I didn't get tested for the human pneumovirus that has, been developed from birds. It sounded, from what I read in the paper, very much like that, but I wasn't tested. I got some prednisone, I got some antibiotics, and I'm finishing up the antibiotics tomorrow. Thank goodness, because it's really scary when you're breathing and you can hear bubbles. The only scarier thing is when you're breathing and you hear little rivulets as you're breathing. So anyway, we have not been recording because I've been sick as a dog.
Well, it was Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day. We could have done it that day, but we didn't. We had been to the beach. If you all remember, the day before Mother's Day was really hot, or the Friday before Mother's Day, really hot. And I would have loved to have gone kayaking then for Mother's Day. Mother's Day was not that warm. So instead we punted and we went to Jones Beach, which was lovely.
It was.
And then that Tuesday was warm again. It was like 75, 80, and I decided to wash the big picture windows, the one in the living room and the one in the dining room. Then we got in the car and we drove out to Mattituck to work on the boat.
Yep.
And by Tuesday night, I had a little scratch on my top palette, my soft palette, which is kind of up there. By Wednesday, I had a small fever. A friend of ours was going for surgery. I was supposed to be part of the support team. I said, nobody wants me.
No, we did not. Well, also because
it's a heart operation.
It was a heart operation, one, and we also didn't want you coming to a hospital and getting worse.
No. So we backed at 15 and punted that, and that was Wednesday. Thursday, got congested. Friday, I went to Go Health. They said, "Oh, it's just an allergy." They patted me on the head. They gave me cough syrup and told me to take echinacea. Well, the good news is I don't react badly to echinacea, but I don't know that I react well to echinacea because nothing happened. But I stuck with it for Saturday and Sunday. By Monday, I called my allergist, who said, "You have bronchitis. I can hear it." And my allergist has known me for 20, 25 years, so knows my record well, pulls it up, and said, "No, you have bronchitis. This is what you need." And from that time on, I have not really been talking because anytime I talked, it set off a coughing fit. Anyway, we're back.
We decided to record because Mom at the dinner table was like, either we record or we quit, and we're not quitting, so here we are.
I don't know what we're going to do this summer. We'll have to figure it out. We may have to record on Zoom.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Or record a FaceTime call or something.
We'll figure out the tech.
We'll figure it out.
Because we are getting the boat ready. I did take a picture of Richard working on the props today. And we now have propellers.
Yay, propellers!
And while you may say, of course you have propellers, the answer is we got replacement propellers. So prior to this, our propellers were two-bladed, like this, and fixed. So when we were sailing, they were still out like this and putting drag on the boat. So we had flexi-fold propellers, which are 3s. So these, and pretend there's one down here. And they fold up when they're not in use. So you go into reverse for 10 seconds. They fold up, and then you can go forward, and they much less drag. So we bought new propellers this spring, and we put those on today. Yay. He's painted the prop shafts. We've done a lot. We replaced a window that was leaking. It looks like the window where your bed is maybe starting to have some problems. So that may be next fall.
I hope it just holds through the season.
That's right. The one that we didn't replace the window, we rebedded it. So there is a particular cutting implement that has a cord on it, and it comes up and it has a hook. And you can put the hook in behind the window, and you pull it like this, and it helps cut the glue, the heavy-duty glue that keeps the window in. So we've done that, and then I was up on the boat getting the rest of the glue off and sanding it down. But then while I had bronchitis, Richard put the window in with the boatyard manager. And they've done now both. The glue is done in 2 steps, so about a week and a half apart. So they've done both of that. We have bumpers along the back of the boat.
Good, which we didn't have last season.
Well, we had them, but they were falling off. And they've been scraped off and replaced.
Okay.
So a friend of ours helped Richard do that because I was just coughing my lungs out. I'm doing much better. Yes. I will tell you, though, that I didn't feel like doing much of anything when I was really sick. So I have worked on my mom's sweater, and I will show you how much I've done, but it's certainly not the progress that we would have had I been healthy. I have gone through 1 additional skein of wool, so I can tell you that.
Wow.
Hold on, whoa. So, I'm up to, here, you want to hold
the second
this?
arm?
The second arm. So.
Nice.
Yes. I'd say, I guess would be 2/3.
I'd say 2/3.
2/3 done.
Yeah.
So I keep working away at it because it is 3 rows to move 1 stitch forward on the central part, the yoke and the sleeve of the sweater. So while obviously it was wishful thinking to get this done by Mother's Day, it will certainly be done for Christmas with bells on. Although I am dying to do cross stitch. I would love to be doing cross stitch. But I only have from here to here to do.
All right.
And then and then it's a 3-needle bind off. And this sweater will be washed and dried and done. So that's good. And, considering that we're going sailing, it looks like we may be able to get the boat in the water
next week?
This coming week. This coming week. So we may be starting to sail at home on Thursday or Friday, which is great. I haven't been off the sofa except for a heroic drive up to Bethpage B&B a week ago.
To register the boat and the dinghy.
That's right. I had sent, and I'm driving up there without my driver's license because my husband has my driver's license. That's all I needed was to be pulled over.
Why did my father have
Because he thought he could do it without me. He took my driver's license because I'm a co-owner of the boat, so that the forms could, here's their driver's license. I got a phone call instead saying, could you please come up here? So I hopped in this car, put a mask over my face. I was good about it. With my bronchitis, I didn't wear a mask and got up there and signed, 3 pieces of paper, and that's all they were so happy to get rid of me because I was coughing my head off. And then I went to the grocery store yesterday because Richard now has a cold.
Little one. A
little one. He doesn't have bronchitis. He has a cold. And he had done something on, the boat club had a cookout on Friday, and they wanted the Commodore there. So he went and he talked for 3 hours. Well, by Saturday morning, he couldn't speak.
I was going to say, Thursday he sounded like he had a sniffle thing, and today he just sounds like his voice is tired.
Right. Well, Friday he wore it out, so Saturday he wasn't happy.
No, he doesn't like when he cannot communicate.
He doesn't like it when he can't do things. And when you can't talk, it's a good indication you shouldn't go out and work on the boat either. So I went to the grocery store yesterday, which was the first time that I've been in the house since the heroic drive to Bethpage. And of course, then he gives me the recyclables to return. And I said, I'm only going to do this, if there's no line. Because I don't need to be in a line of people when I'm just getting over. There were 2 lovely gentlemen in the bottle return place. I had my own 2 machines, one for can, one for bottles. And they were very sweet in helping me get the things returned. And then the grocery store wasn't crowded. I was in and out. I was out from the house and back in my car in the parking lot in an hour. So I left here at 11. I was in my car at 12:04. Nice. And had enough bottle returns that I got a return of like $1.60. So anyway, did that, and then I was wiped out. Yeah. I was totally wiped out. Today, we went to the boat. I drove out to Mattatuck, so it's an hour and a half. I then cleaned inside the boat. Any surface, vertical or horizontal, that I could reach has been furrow-nined and wiped. Good. It basically was clean. It was just dusty because it's been sitting all winter. But now I've cleaned everything, every place on that boat. I have stocked the kitchen in terms of my pots, my pans, my mixing bowls, silverware, and salt and pepper. I now have to get
cushions back?
No, cushions are not back yet. There was only so much room. We did have one mattress has gone back. Okay. So we have another mattress. We've got the 2 multicolored cushions, got the 3 blue cushions. I mean, and then we've got food. So I need at least 1 dinner, maybe 2. I was thinking of salmon and clams one night, and I'll have to bring a little lemon juice. So I'll get one of those. I need to go to the grocery store and get a tiny lemon juice and a small olive oil to have on the boat. And we can have, we use vegetables in cans on the boat because then we can have a large supply and we don't have to worry about anything going bad. Yes, we do have a refrigerator and a freezer, but nothing like the size we have here. So, and usually when we're on the boat, dinner is often off the boat. So anyway, I need to stock it with food. We need to load the sheets, the towels, the pillowcases, the blankets, the rest of the cushions, and food. And we'll probably only be gone 2 days. Your father says we could do it in 1 day, but I don't think we can leave that early. So 2 days, I'm going to bring 2 dinners just in case. And we make it into arriving, picking up morning, and just staying overnight in the morning. So we'll see. Anyway, it's moving along. But I'm tired because I cleaned for 2 hours.
Yeah, you did.
So, yes, that's why I was wobbly as I came up the front steps.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've worked on my mom's sweater. I washed my socks, and I went to put these on this morning, and I've got holes in my socks. So I am darning my socks. I've set up, on this one, I've already set up the beginning of a grid, and I will be doing the rest of it while we speak. So over to Elizabeth, who's got bunches of stuff.
I've got a whole bunch of stuff. So we haven't spoken in, 2 or 3 weeks? So I finished a whole bunch of things. I finished the baby sweater that I was working on. Yeah. I don't have photos of that because I sent it off. And it has been received, and I need to call up my friend and just be like, hey,
so did you like it?
But I finished these Star Wars socks. I don't remember if I showed you these or not. I used an alternate skein for the tops just to get the length. So, one pair done. I finished my Grand Canyon socks.
Oh, those are pretty.
They do match, which is nice. Except the heel of one is the cuff of the other, and the heel of this one is the cuff of the other.
Oh, that's very nice.
So yeah, so these are done. Again, I do have to weave in ends, but you know, sometimes on socks they just don't get woven in. And that's fine. So those, exactly. And then I finished these DK socks that were at Ben's apartment. These are the Freckled Whimsy 2022 Advents. Mm-hmm. So they are 24 stripes to here and then 5 additional. So I decided to do full sock in the 24, and then once it started to repeat, I just did those as the cuff.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I have tall DK weight socks, which is fun.
Excellent. Now, do you wear those to work with your boots?
I usually wear I haven't worn the DK ones yet. But I usually wear the fingering weight ones with my boots. Mm-hmm. And then today I finished these, which I started while I was away for the week around Memorial Day weekend.
I love those.
Yeah. So these are from Mustache. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. So those are... So I have 3 pairs of fingering weight socks done and a pair of DK weight socks.
Very nice.
Which is wild. For all of y'all who know me, you're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, apparently I'm only knitting socks right now because it's easy to remember. However, I do have a whole bunch of other stuff going on.
I can't wait to see.
So I cast on a sweater. The Rumble Raglan.
Oh, how
which
pretty.
I had shown you all the swatch of.
Yes, you had.
Swatch?
Yeah.
And so I cast it on this week while I was away. And I need to transfer it to larger needles. But
That's gorgeous.
So it's...
That is really pretty.
Like that. Yep. So I'm pretty excited about that. I am about halfway through the yoke increases. Mm-hmm. And then I will split for sleeves, and then I might do the sleeves because they are short sleeves, but we'll see.
I have taken on what you've been doing, which is doing, split for the sleeves and then doing the sleeves. It works out really well.
Yeah. So that's got to be put on longer needles. But yeah, so that's been it's very addictive, I do have to say. And then something else I cast on was it's a contrast racerback bralette by Jessie Maid, and this is this is the ribbing that I have finished, and this is out of a cotton that I got at Rhinebeck. So, yeah, it's really nice.
Very nice.
It's a little schlubby, but it's kind of fun. You can't really tell, but it's just a little bit. So that's been easy and simple.
You've had energy.
Yeah, I've been away and also...
Well, you did say it rained 2 days while you were gone.
Yeah, that was when I got a lot of progress on that sweater done. And if you just give me a moment, I'm going to run away for a second and leave you with Mom to talk about pom-pom.
Okay. I'm actually working on my socks. So here I'm putting in a contrast darn to my sock because this was yarn that was at hand, and I put holes in the bottoms of my socks, so it makes me smile to see the contrasting darning that I put on. So Pom Pom came, number 45, while she was gone. It's this one. It has a lot of open work, and I'm of an age that I guess if I were 40 pounds lighter and didn't have quite my love handles as I do, I might wear things that are much more open than I'm comfortable with at the moment. So one of the things, and I'll explain, so like this is too open for me, But they also have this sweater called Pina Colada, which is not open. It is a lovely two-toned cable diamond pattern. And I think it's just delicious. I think in any color combination, it would be superb. I'm just loving it. So I definitely, putting the page down on that one. The next sweater is called Pine Berry, and it is a wrap top. I don't do well with a wrap top. I've never done well with wraps. Even when the Von Furstenberg wrap dresses came out, I'm always pinning the top of my wrap to make sure it stays together. But you can make this they have a wide range of sizes. I think it's really pretty. And if a wrap top does well for you, then I think this would be a great wrap top. Pine Berry would be a great wrap top for almost anybody. It's just not a type of design that I'm comfortable in. I don't really feel I can move around in them and know that the top's going to stay together. Then they have a homemade shopping bag, and they're calling it pepin, which is the slice of a watermelon. And I think it's really cute. So if you're needing another permanent shopping bag, I think that is great. It looks like it is crochet. So why not play with this design? You can see kiwi slices, apples, anything round. And they've made it in both the watermelon as well as the one color. The one color really doesn't show up the design quite as well, but it shows how versatile the design is. This next sweater is called Plum Apple. Looks like a little green spring apple. It also was quite lacy. If I were 40 years younger, this would be the sweater for me for summer because I was fearless in wearing sleeveless tops. I don't wear sleeveless tops now. I'm just not happy with the top of my arm. So I like this much of my arm covered. So with a little strappy top, it's not me, but it certainly could be for a lot of other people. And I love the design. I love the lace. I dropped something on the floor. I wonder what's on the floor over there. Well, we'll figure that out. It's really strange. I didn't know that there was that over there. Anyway, it's really pretty. So that's Plum. Then we have Melba. You know I love to make knitted dresses. This is a dress that I would put a lining in because it is all open work. And I am not comfortable with just having my underwear be sufficient to hold it all together. It looks like this version doesn't have as much stretch as this version does. I have not read the directions as to how they managed to get it with quite as much what they did is they lined it. They lined the rainbow colored one and didn't line the orange one. So I think for me, lining would make all of the difference. The cover sweater is called Limonada. Sounds like lemonade. And it does look like lemon slices. Really pretty. Again, if I were to make it, I would make it so that it was lined. Because I'm not comfortable with having my underwear showing through my garments. I'm just not. But it's a very pretty sweater, and I think with a little lining, it would be fantabulous. Or if I could figure out maybe just a shelf bra put into it and have it be all in one, that would be lovely and really comfortable during the summer. Then we've got one here called pitaya, and it's also known that fruit is dragon fruit. Look at this. That is a beautiful two-color sweater. That is gorgeous. I really like the sweetheart neckline. I like the back. Actually, the sweetheart, what I thought was a sweetheart neckline must be then a square neckline that's just kind of dipped into her cleavage. It's really, really pretty. Next is Coolidge, which is a hat. Now, I love hats. And on the boat, I wear them all the time. I make sure I have a hat with me all the time. Well, here, with a piece of wire, you can make your own. Wire goes into the brim all around the hat to keep it out, fully out to its full extent. But great to have directions on how to make this hat. I love it. Then we have Pastique. This is, again, watermelon, a universal sign of summer. It's crochet. This one is crocheted from the bottom up with the decorative hem added last. So, again, this is triangles. Very pretty. I actually like the sleeve on this. Again, if I could insert a shelf bra or if I could put in a light lining, this would be great. Absolutely fabulous. Okay. Guayaba. Both Elizabeth and I love this sweater. When you think of summer fruits, the guava, a pear-shaped fruit, it's often a pink color. And again, it has those little sleeves that I like. It's got some lace, but it's not wide open, so it hides the underwear. And it comes in a wide variety of sizes. We are really big on the pitaya.
Yes.
Yes. Then they talk about dyeing.
Mm-hmm.
There's an article on dyeing. Apparently using natural dyes, because they're talking about using pokeberries. I'm not a big fan of natural dyes, only because the mordants are very caustic.
But we haven't read the article yet, so...
No, we haven't, but the ones that I've done in the past...
classes you've taken.
The classes I've taken, the mordants have been agricultural grade lime. Yeah, it's just been very caustic. So while I can understand people not wanting to use the chemical dyes, they're using the classes I've taken, the mordants have been very heavy chemicals. So it's chemicals one way, chemicals the other. For me, for us, the chemical dyes seem to work better, and our mordant is citric acid.
Yeah.
So I can't have an argument with an orange. Then they've got patterns for making little purses in the shape of orange and citrus slices.
Oh, cute.
Very cute. Very, very cute. And slightly quilted. And that's it. So that's Pom Pom.
Nice.
Yes. So several nice patterns. And she's done even more.
Well, so I did some cross stitch. This is working on the, I think, 2018 Stiachalong, which is Stiachalong number 6. But yeah, I'm just working on that in between things. Anything else?
No, I've been trying to get my mother's sweater done, and it has been only, I work on it, then I put it down. Then I work on it, and I put it down. I mean, and it could be I work on it for an hour, I put it down for 15, 20 minutes, work on it again. It's just that while I had the bronchitis, I just didn't feel like working on it constantly.
Valid.
So it could have been a little further along, although by how much I'm not sure. I'm quite afraid.
I am having tummy troubles. I have to run again. If Mom has to finish this, I love you all.
Okay. Do you want me to show them anything?
No.
Okay. We had Chipotle for dinner. I don't know what she may have had. I did one of those lifestyle bowls that you can make up because, and I put mine together, and that way I can control what spices are put in mine. When I actually pick just the chicken and the chicken bowl, There's some spice that goes in that gives me a headache a couple hours later, so I know it's an allergic reaction. So I figure out and work out my lifestyle bowl myself. I'm sorry that she's having these problems. What else to talk about? I assume that I've shown you my Cozy Color Colorworks yarn, which is the large skein that I would love to get started on working on a sweater, but again, I'm trying to finish my mother's. She has fabric that she was going to talk about, and she has yarn that she has gotten from a friend of ours. So she has, this is sock base, violet backed starling. I love this. This is gorgeous. And then she's got, this was, oh, this is done by Alternates. This is flamingo. And then this is hummingbird. Look at this. They're gorgeous. And then she's got a couple, this is Molly Girl. This is a Molly Girl yarn that I said, and I forget the name of it because I thought it was Big Apple, but I think she said it was not eating till Pittsburgh or Baltimore. So she'll tell it all about it. And this she was going to use as the dark between these. And I think it is absolutely scrumptious. She has to get a full skein of this Molly Girl. And I don't have it. So she can't raid my stash to get it. She has been working on this lovely Stiachalong home. Makes me want to pick up my cross stitch so very badly. I have the Christmas Angel to finish, and then I'd like to get started on my Buyer Tapestry. Wouldn't that be fun? I think as we go on the boat, I'm going to be taking my mom's sweater because I found last year that I think I have to find a bigger bag for my needle work. Not my knitting. It seems to be fine. But for the cross stitch, I need to find a bigger canvas bag than the one I have it in because I was losing some of my needles, which is not good in a boat because you would end up stepping on them. So not good. What's coming up with the boat, we also have to load it up with some of the constants in terms of clothing. I sail with my winter coat, my Patagonia winter coat. It's the 3-in-1 coat, so that needs to be put on board because I can sail through almost anything in that. It's not waterproof, but it's water resistant. We loaded on the front window. I did not work on any extra enclosures this year. Maybe next fall I could work on enclosing the side of the of where the helm is, because that would keep me drier there. And then so I have the front window, but I don't have this little side here. So the little side there and the whole side there would keep me very dry in a rainstorm. When you're on a boat, the rain often doesn't travel straight up and down. It travels sideways. So it's blowing in like this. Yes, I have foul weather gear, but there's something about, well, wearing glasses that you need to wear. I need to wear my glasses in order to drive the boat, and I'm getting constantly flooded with water. So that may be something we work on this coming fall. Other than that, she's talked about just about everything except the fabric. and she was going to show us what she was going to make with that. But I've stretched about as much as I can. I think I'm going to stop here, and she can talk about the fabric next time. Let's hope her tummy troubles kind of slow down. Anyway, we'll hopefully see you next week. We'll wind in our ends. I'm going to sew in my ends for this sock very shortly and start working on the second one. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.